That's right, everyone. We are headed to WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, and our journey starts at Penn Station in the Moynihan train hall. I had not been in a train hall in easily 25 years, so I had no idea what to expect, but I had heard this is one of the nicest train halls in the world, and I do have to agree, it is quite nice. They have their own little food area down here. This features all kinds of restaurants featuring New York chefs. There's also just regular restaurants, things like that. This is the actual main hall of the train. And what was interesting to find out was that they literally don't tell you which gate to go to until like 10 minutes before you board. So you're kind of just standing around. And I do mean standing, as seating seemed very limited. Going down the escalator, we were platform 14 or 13. And then we're going to get on our Amtrak. This Amtrak was only $30 to get from Penn Station to Philly. So for me and my son total, it was $60. $120 round trip. You really cannot beat that. Much cheaper than a flight, and obviously, look, as you can see, way more legroom. I am 6'4", and there was plenty of room. And that thing you see right there actually flaps down. You can rest your feet. But yeah, the train was nice. Wouldn't say it was the most gorgeous views on the way, but it was 90 minutes, so it was really fast. No complaints. Would highly recommend taking a train somewhere for less than 2 hours. And for $30. I mean, you can't beat it. And we made it to the 30th Street Station in Philly. Very nice train station. And we made our way to our hotel, which was the Canopy by Hilton in Center City, Philadelphia. Super cool hotel, very artsy. This just opened in 2020. And all the architecture was super cool. This is the bathrooms downstairs. Very cool hotel. Did not expect it. I've never really seen anything like this from Hilton. So artwork by the elevators. Just more art installs. They were all over the place. Our room 316, how appropriate for the weekend. This is our room, a 2-queen room. Like I said, it's just all about the aesthetics. Nice little classic phone here. We actually had a view this time. I'm used to just having a view of like a ventilation system, but we actually had a view of the outside. It's a nice little courtyard out there. That's cool. We're going to bring it around to the bathroom. This bathroom is also nice. The decor really just made it what it is. Gorgeous. Walk-in shower, again with the bathroom decor. Beetlejuice shower. And then we made our way to WWE World. Now, WWE World is at the Philly Convention Center, which was a short walk for us. Everything was very close to each other. I would highly recommend Philly for hosting manias as far as the city goes, but Lincoln Financial Field I'll get into later. But I've been to 7 manias, and I will say Philly was one of the better towns as far as like everything being central. There was always plenty of food central, great public transit. And yeah, just the way the city is engineered is just a great mania city. I will say that, especially right around here. Anyway, this is when you walk in. This is one of the back entrances, but when you walk in here, there's obviously all the posters from past manias, and then you walk over to this big corner and you're going to walk right into WWE World. We are here, Philly Convention Center, WWE World, what used to be called Access. And let me tell you, as someone that visited Access for WrestleMania 30, this looks completely different. Let's spin around right here. And this is what we're looking at when we walk into WWE World. Let's go check it out. We're here to finish the story. That's why we're here. This is why we're here. Oh, that's also why we're here. Tune in later. We don't know where we're going, but most likely we're going to Angelo's. The final boss. Okay, so what this is, here, come over here. This is the Superstar entrance. This is where they have a Titantron and everything, and you can pick your theme song, and you get to come out and act like one of your favorite superstars doing an entrance. We're not in line. We don't know what we're doing. Come over here.
Once again, I attended this in Philly. I'm sorry, I attended Access for 30, and stuff like this was not there at all. This is awesome. We got a live recording of the Pat McAfee show. We got Pat McAfee, we've got Logan Paul, Michael Cole, and that's all I'm recognizing. I think the rest are from the Pat McAfee show.
All right, right here you have a look inside the SuperStore. This is the SuperStore from WWE World, and they were trying to do this thing of basically exit through the gift shop, but the capacity of it had completely overflown to where you were literally in a line to exit, and it was outrageous. Anyway, this is another pan of just the entire convention hall, basically. To that right where you saw Seth Rollins, that was the entrance. This is ring gear from current and past Hall of Fame inductees. That was Jerry the King Lawler. This is Dusty Rhodes' robe. This is one of Bull Nakano's wigs and robes. Got the US Express shirt. Going into the Hall of Fame this year. This is Soul Man Rocky Johnson's robe. That's The Rock's dad. And then, of course, the Paul Heyman trench coat, hat, headset combo. The classic ECW look. Along with the cell phone and the pink jacket from the Dangerous Alliance years in WCW. Really cool to see. Then they had this Attitude Era entire maze of just tons of memorabilia. I mean, they had everything. Got your American Badass right there. His brother Kane. Ministry of Darkness. VHS and TV guides from the Attitude Era, of course. Stone Cold's leg braces, his jacket from WrestleMania X7.
Oh, that's from X7. Yep.
Monster truck hood, What Foam, still being heard to this day in 2024. Beer cooler, of course.
Oh, that's literally the cooler they used to keep the beers in. And everybody's going, what?
Got more vests. Pay-per-view poster, the casserole, the stretcher from WrestleMania 13. Those are the boots and the vest from the Raw opening video. Goldust.
Cody's brother.
The brother of current champion Cody Rhodes. Spoiler.
His older brother.
Goldust robe.
Dustin, but okay.
Vader time. Big Van Vader. Singlet. Love it. More Raw stuff from back in the day. WrestleMania 15 posters, which is the last time Philly hosted a WrestleMania, I am pretty sure. They had plenty of WrestleMania 15 stuff there. More Raw signs, Triple H and Shawn Michaels gear, DX. Big Raw is War sign. If you attended a Raw taping back in the 90s and 2000s, you remember that hanging from the arena rafters. All the Rock's Versace shirts and stuff like that from back in the day, including the cow vest that he wore on Raw recently. Got Milk ad, Mark Henry, Nation of Domination gear. This was a great section of WWE World. And then there's the Acolytes poker table. And we took ourselves out of there and we went right next door to Reading Terminal Market, which again, is another reason why this Philly layout is so great. This place was awesome. It had all kinds of different food options. And I wouldn't say it was too expensive. We went to Hunger Burger, which is basically just a smash burger place, but they had all different kinds of variations and things like that. And they had a bunch of crazy macaroni and cheeses, a bunch of different fry options. We went with the waffle fries, and they had a really good crust on it. It's actually my favorite type of French fry. Very good spot. Would highly recommend Hunger Burger inside Reading Terminal Market. Macaroni and cheese was good, but it was really heavy, like really, really heavy. It was a white cheese, and yeah, they have all kinds. We just got basic macaroni and cheese, but they have bacon, lobster macaroni and cheese. But yeah, it was a little heavy. I would stick with just the fries and the burger. After we ate, we decided to head back in, because this is on Friday, so mind you, there's no Mania that night, and we did not have tickets to SmackDown, and you could just feel the closer that you got to SmackDown opening, this place was thinning out. So if you are going to go, I would recommend honestly going. They sell a ticket that's for after 5 o'clock, and it's a lot cheaper. And if you're going to go on Friday, I would suggest that's the time to go. You can knock everything out in that short amount of time, and the ticket's about half the price. We didn't really wait in line for too many photo ops or anything like that this late. There's the In Your House set, the TV set, that was great. Triple H's entrance gear from WrestleMania 30. This is Eddie Guerrero's car from a pay-per-view entrance.
What is this? This is either, yeah, Eddie Guerrero.
They had a WWE 2K24 booth set up where you could play the game and challenge against each other, and they said they had a winner's bracket going. If you kept winning, you get to keep playing, but I didn't see that happening, but it was cool to play the game. Me and my son played. I played as the final boss, and I won. No big deal.
The great one. The final boss. Defeated. Defeated by the final boss. Imagine getting defeated by the final boss.
This is another pan of how it looked at that time. This is, like I said, this is about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So it had thinned out substantially, and it was nice. Now we are in the SuperStore. So that is the entrance to WWE World if you had come in from the SuperStore. And now here we are in the SuperStore. This is actually one of the more tame times we've seen it. The longer you wait to go to the SuperStore and buy your stuff, the more packed it's going to be. And I mean, they obviously had everything. All your favorite guys for the weekend. Even some shirts that you wouldn't even expect. I was totally unexpected Brother Love shirt right here. Lids was there doing custom hats, and they actually only do these hats at WrestleMania. They did not have a blank hat that I liked, and I had called Lids after we got back from Philly to see if they had these designs, and they could just print it on a hat that I brought in, and they said that those designs were only for WrestleMania, and they had some killer designs. Every WrestleMania logo ever you could get embroidered on a hat. I really wanted to get WrestleMania 15, being as we were in Philly. My kid ended up getting a hat, though, because he likes the blank 47 hats, so we got him a blank 47, and he got a Hulkamania hat. Embroidering on a hat that you bring in is $18. The hat itself is, I think, $31. The Mitchell & S booth was there. That was probably my favorite t-shirts. They were really good quality. That booth was completely wiped out at the end of the weekend. This is the Mattel booth inside the SuperStore. These actually are not for sale. These are just showing you what is to come from Mattel, and they have some really cool ones coming up. I don't think these are re-releases. I think these are just showcasing original Hasbros, but these are what's coming out soon. Harlem Heat in the back there. This is a pin set. This is a big little shield that looks like a title, but those are all pins from every single WrestleMania. Those are all individual pins. This was $150.
Why are they not selling these pins?
These are plates for your belts, but it's every WrestleMania on the 10. So 1, 10, 20, 30, and now 40. And this was obviously in the section with all the championship belts that range from anywhere from $500 to $1,000. And this stand was always packed. And by the end of it, there were more than a few belts sold out. Anyway, that was our Friday. Saturday morning we woke up, went to the Liberty Bell, saw the line, and said, we don't want to do that. So then we decided we were going to walk, and we ended up stumbling upon the world's largest Wawa, apparently, which is fairly underwhelming. It's definitely a Wawa, and it just seems like it's just placed in this massive space. There's nothing really like fun about it that makes it so grand and giant. I mean, to me, it's just a Wawa in a nice little office park space, but apparently it's the largest one in the world, so cool. Which brought us to Angelo's. Angelo's was the top dog of Reddit and everywhere else when I was looking for cheesesteak places that basically weren't the two competing cheesesteak places, Geno's and Pat's. So we ended up going to Angelo's, and this was my take on Angelo's.
And now we're here. Angelo's. Hands down. Everybody says this is the spot. Don't go to Jim's. Don't go to Geno's. Angelo's. We went there earlier today. Insane line. Line was out off the charts. But they are pretty fast. I will say the line moves pretty fast, and this probably took about 40 minutes to get. Cheesesteak, cheese pizza. So, here we go. I got the traditional. Angelo's cheesesteak, Cooper Sharp, grilled onions. Let's take a look. Look at that. They make their own bread there. This thing has been marinating for like 30 minutes in the lift. Here we go. Look at that. See that steam? Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. It's really good. Here. All right. Let me get another bite of this. Hang on. Yeah. Excuse me. Also, can we talk about this hotel? Look at all this stuff. Give me a nice pan. Pan of the hotel. This place is crazy. Oh, that's the restaurant. Okay. You got a Gucci bag up there. Off-white bag right here. Supreme bag right here. Nike. There's a Supreme case up there. We'll go around the other side and show you guys. Yeah, we'll go around the other way and show you. Yeah, this place is like Hypebeast Central. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go to the slice here. Let's do. I'm a big basil guy, so. Oh, look at that.
What's your rating?
I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Anyway, Angelo's cheese pizza, Cooper Sharp, first cheesesteak in Philly, and it didn't disappoint.
Anyway, after cheesesteaks, it was time to hop on Philly Transit and make our way towards Lincoln Financial Field. This was a train tunnel before we got on the train, and that train was packed. As you can see, we, on day one, probably, this was about 5 o'clock. So about 5 o'clock, we got to Lincoln Financial Field, which if you haven't been to Philly, it's basically in South Philly. It just ends, and it's a complete sports complex. You've got Lincoln Financial Field, which is the football field. You've got the baseball field, and you've got the basketball arena all right there in this one complex. So this is the crowd getting off the train with us. We went to this place called Infinity Live, which is within the complex, and they were playing nothing but wrestling theme songs, so it was basically heaven. This is the view from the top of the stairs as soon as you walked into Lincoln Financial Field.
Where?
They actually had this cool little stand where you could design your own sign. They had poster boards and markers and everything. My son made a section for the Cody Crybabies, and this is the view from our seats. Night one. And if you watched on TV or if you read about it, night one was freezing. During the main event, it was about 45 degrees and the wind was blowing about 15 miles an hour. So yeah, but this was probably the coolest entrance of the night. I can't really show too much and I can't play the music to avoid the copyright, but yeah. Night one was great, except it was the only thing about night one is that it was just freezing. I had never been so cold in an event, and I knew going to this Mania that it was going to be cold. I've been to 7 Manias, and 2 of them were outdoors, once in Miami and once in Orlando, and it was obviously not 45 degrees with the wind chill, so I was completely shell-shocked. And I just don't like outdoor Manias. I don't like the way that it's set up. I don't like the roof over the ring. I don't like the bars. So I would highly recommend going to an indoor Mania versus an outdoor Mania. But it's still fun. It's still totally worth it. I even had to get a coffee in the middle of the event because I was so cold with the wind chill. Sunday we didn't do much except for hang out in the hotel until it was time to eat, and then we decided to eat back at Reading Terminal Market because we didn't want to pay for concessions at the stadium because they are absolutely outrageous. We ended up at Herschel's, which so many people said was just like Cat's Deli in New York. What? And for half the price, and I am going to completely disagree. I was given a very mediocre small pastrami sandwich. So if you're comparing this to Cat's, I don't know when the last time you were at Cat's, but you are out of your mind. Back on the Philly train for Sunday, walking up Lincoln Financial Field. This time we ended up walking through the parking lot, which was a sight to see as there were people fully avoiding the high cost of beer inside Lincoln Financial Field, which I felt was completely ridiculous. So ridiculous that I ended up making a TikTok about it, which blew up 300,000 views, with shockingly most of the comment section telling me that I'm the one that's outrageous for not expecting to pay $17 for a Bud Light at a sporting event. Am I ridiculous, or are Bud Lights just completely overpriced? Anyway, back in front of Lincoln Financial Field, we're walking in on Sunday, and Sunday the temperature was, I wouldn't say way hotter, but the wind wasn't as bad, so you could just tell it was way more lively. And the matches that night were obviously a lot bigger. Some crybaby tissues guys out front, that was pretty funny. This is the pre-show that you could watch on YouTube. That's CM Punk there, Corey Graves, Big E. This was right out front. After you scanned your ticket, you could walk in and just go stand there and watch them do their live show. Lincoln Financial Field right here. This is one of my biggest issues, is the combing. We were trying to walk the concourse to our seats, and right there to our right is a concession stand, which is blocking us from walking in. And it was like that across the entire concourse. These are our Sunday seats. These were only 13 rows up from where we were night one. This is where we were for that moment. This is how that moment looked on TV. For sure, a top 5 Mania moment to be a part of. So yeah, that was night 2. Cody Rhodes wins. Very cool. And then it was time for the real main event. Pat's versus Geno's. These places are open 24/7, so I knew after night 2 I was gonna have to find out which one of these is worse, not only because it's the only place to get a cheesesteak that late. We ended up going with Geno's, and I'm gonna have to go with the crowd and say that it was absolutely mediocre at best. I ended up getting a cheesesteak with cheese whiz, and it was just underwhelming to say the least. Not a lot of meat, not a lot of whiz. Meh. Monday morning, we woke up, went back to Reading Terminal Market to this donut place that everyone recommended that we couldn't leave town without getting some donuts from there, and they were making them hot and fresh right there in front of you. We actually ended up getting 2 donuts and a coffee because it was a special. I got basically a honey bun. My son got a chocolate frosted. Didn't film them. They were really good, though. Ate them right on the spot. There's the donuts right there. After that, we headed back to 30th Street Station, and on the Amtrak we went back to Penn Station, and that is a WrestleMania weekend for you. Any questions or comments about WrestleMania, leave them down there. I will let you guys know. I appreciate you watching.